Good morning, Ricky Tang here, and you find me outside Frasers of Gloucester yet again. And there's Matt over there. Say hello, Matt! Who's got me out on this machine today, the Aprilia SR GT 400. The official release date for this bike is the 6th of June in the UK, and if I get my video editing done, and barring unforeseen video editing disasters, this video should be out on that day. I'm quite partial to twist and go scooters for ease of use, ease of riding. The less you have to do, the more you can concentrate on your surroundings. That's my way of thinking. And this is one of the newest on the market and one of the better looking ones as well. And it's got pretty decent performance by all accounts, with about 36 horsepower claimed output. So let's get on it and go for a spin. First impression is, as is probably to be expected in the UK, almost as soon as I got on the main road, I went over a pothole. And as is the case on many scooters, the suspension travel is, somewhat limited, and it will thump to a degree over potholes. Certainly didn't get unstable. Next impression, it has got a good turn of speed. It's got good acceleration. I will show you a little later on, but if you're doing something urban, you're doing like 20 miles an hour and give the throttle a good twist, it accelerates well, it leaps away. And as is the case on many scooters, the front brake isn't as strong feeling as the back. The back can lock the rear wheel, or at least get the ABS going. The front, being a smaller than usual wheel, has kind of a less aggressive effect when you're braking. Although the front on this one's 16-inch. I think it's wearing a 120/70 16-inch tyre. So certainly not a dinky front wheel. I think the rear wheel's 14-inch. 150/70 14. Confirm that a little later on. Oh, here's another one impression. Very darty, it's very quick to steer. Look at that. A little bit of counter steer and the thing is on its ear in no time. I won't pretend I'm used to that sort of speed of bike response when you give it a push. It's all this low down weight. It seems very flickable. Right, through the little town of Stonehouse in Gloucestershire, which hasn't got a great quality main road, to be fair, so hopefully I'll be able to demonstrate how this bike responds over bumps. Yeah, little bumps at slow speeds. You do feel some damping going on there. Not uncomfortable, but it feels well balanced. Oh, here's a speed hump there. Oh, that was fine. Yeah, I felt suspension working there. It wasn't stiff. It didn't jolt me out the seat. No trouble there. My favourite sunken drain cover is coming up. Yes, I've got a favourite sunken drain cover for testing purposes. In the advertising for this machine, they do say the bike can go off the beaten track. Don't think they're really claiming it's an off-road scooter, but I will come back to you with the claimed ground clearance. Oh yeah, that was okay. I think that was my favourite sunken drain cover. Oh, actually it might be this. Here we go. Yeah, the bike is passing the sunken drain cover test. Yeah, it did better than I expected at slow speeds over those little kind of drops in the road. When the speed goes up a bit, and now I'm up to about 50 miles an hour, the bike isn't isolating you from the lumps and bumps in the road. You feel those bumps. If comfort is high on your list and being isolated from the road surface, this might not be the bike for you. But I remember being young. It's quite a long time ago now, and things such as the bike behaviour over just general bumpy roads did not figure in my deliberations. Does it go fast or does it not? You know, does it brake or does it not? Well, we'll find out how fast this goes a little later on, and how well it brakes. And I'll let you know. You might be, you know, mildly interested in the practicalities of this bike as well. And from that point of view, we have nice under-seat storage. I can't actually wait to show you because it's got quite a big space. It can take a full face helmet, and I think it might even be able to take this helmet with the camera on. I'm looking forward to trying that shortly. Okay, does the machine have any qualms pulling uphill? Bit hard to tell that I'm going uphill, I guess. I might be able to pull some data out of my GoPro to demonstrate the incline. I'm not sure if it will do that or not, but I'll do a little bit of a twist. Whoa! That actually accelerated quite well. Right, let's leave a bit more of that until we're on the open road. Yeah, this uphill business holds no fear for the little scooter. Let's get it round this bend. Nice and stable round the bend. Oh, going a bit quick, slow down. Yeah, one good thing about a lot of scooters with the bigger engine capacities is they got a decent wheelbase. So even if they have got small wheels, they still stay fairly stable by virtue of distance between the wheels. I'll also let you know about this windscreen, which is actually adjustable. You have a handle there. I think because my camera's in the way, I don't really want to risk it with my left hand while riding. I think I'll just pull over in a bit and check how easy it is to lift. It is in its lowest position at the moment. Ah, I've just noticed. Well done, Aprilia. You've actually included handguards. Okay, albeit they are plastic. Don't seem to be any kind of metal in the construction. But as a effort to take the wind off your hands and the wind chill off your fingers, that's appreciated. I like that. The levers, front and back brake levers here on the handlebars, don't appear to be adjustable. The bike does have ABS, as you'd imagine, being a Euro 5 Plus machine, and traction control. In fact, we've got two levels of traction control. ATC minimum, and if I push the mode button, which is just buried away under the stop and run switch, you got ATC maximum. I wonder if you hold the button in, what will happen? Oh, you got ATC off as well. If you want to do a little bit of a, or if you need to get some wheel spinning going, you can do that. Yeah, just short presses to switch between the two modes, and a long press to turn it off, and a long press to turn it on again. Let's accelerate away from here, shall we? Yeah, if I'm about 20 miles an hour, you give it a twist, and it accelerates, you know, like a 400cc bike. It goes well. In fact, this gets up to speed impressively well. Now, Aprilia do claim that this has got one of the highest power to weight ratios in its class. And from memory of riding BMW's C400X, it does feel pretty sprightly, pretty quick to accelerate. Oh, brakes are good as well. Aprilia are positioning this as a kind of a performance scooter, and with the way it accelerates and brakes, I can't argue with that positioning. Now I'm going to take my, let's stop the scooter. I'm going to take my life in my hands at the risk of being abused online by scooter owners worldwide. I'm going to use a side stand. Get off the bike. Let's show you how to adjust the screen. Hopefully the camera can make it clear. So we have a hand lever here. You push back, you can lift it up. We're now in the highest position. Can I do that while riding? Well, for me, with my strength level, if it was up, it's easy to push down with one hand. But to bring it up with one hand, you have to push it out and pull it up at the same time. And for me, unfortunately, that is pretty much impossible. Two hands from this side of the bike, you can do it. But for me, one hand is not really an option. Nah. Okay, so we're in the highest position now. Let's go and see if that makes a difference for us. At this speed, I'm coming back to wind noise now. I think it's moved the noise, hasn't really reduced the noise. So what I'll do is I'll give the windscreen a push with my right hand, get it back down again, just compare. Yeah, it's brought the wind from like in my face to chest level. Actually, it's a little bit quieter down there, to be fair. But I'm sure it won't be long until other windscreen options will be available in the aftermarket. And that's if indeed you find the screen a problem. You might not. There's a good chance you're a different height than I am, and this might not be an issue for you. Again, if you're young, you just might not care. I know we got twin shocks on the back with reservoirs. I don't know if that means they are adjustable. It would be nice to know if they're at least preload adjustable. We'll have a little look later on. You can't see the fork tops. You know, they're buried inside the plastic, so I'll take it that the front forks are not adjustable. But here on smoother A roads, back roads, at 60 miles an hour, I haven't got much to complain about. And again, I'll go back to my earlier statement. This is not a bike built for comfort. It's more dynamic than that. It's built a bit more for fun and feedback. Going back to the brakes here, I'm going to accelerate towards that van and then bang the front brake on only. Oh, a little bit of ABS there. But until the ABS kicks in, the front brake is actually pretty good at slowing you up. Give it a big handful on the front brake and the forks dive. They don't bottom out. And you do lose a lot of speed. Some scooters have very soft front brakes, very safety-minded front brakes. But this one has a more sporty feel to it. The back brake, yeah, more likely to kick off the ABS there. I can feel it fighting against me on the lever. But put them both together, you got excellent braking, I think. It's even got a radial mount front brake caliper. I mean, come on. I'm impressed with that. That's not to say that the brakes are hard to use and they'll lock up, you know, too easily. When you give the front brake a gentle caress, a gentle pull, then yeah, you get not a lot of stopping power. And I'm sure that's intentional. So it's not a grabby brake, it's quite a progressive feel for the front brake. Another thing that's quite nice is getting my feet down. I'm moving at the moment, so I won't get a chance to do that. But maybe here's a balance test. 3 miles an hour. Oh, I'll have to stop, aren't I? In that case. Up there. A 32-inch inseam. Not quite flat footing it, but most of my feet are on the deck. My heels were just off the floor a little bit. Yes, I could ride the other side of the cones, but they're there for a reason. This is not my bike. Motorcyclists and riders have got a bad enough name as it is without me riding on the wrong side of a set of cones in front of a bunch of vehicles that might have dash cams. Yeah, generally the bike feels well behaved. The only slight fly in the ointment is when you get down to really low revs, you just start to feel the thudding vibration of the engine kind of coming through the bike. It doesn't feel so smooth, but that obviously doesn't affect balance. It's just a characteristic of the engine. It's very kind of these drivers to come out my way. Most of them are probably saying, just go down the outside, you idiot. But like I said, I'd rather not. If it was my own bike, I might be thinking about it a little bit more, but it's not my own bike. It's a demo bike kindly lent to me by an independent motorcycle dealer, so let's not take the P. Oh, maybe an overtaking opportunity here. Yeah, it takes a little while at higher speeds. Got a plan ahead, but overtakes are definitely on the table. Let's try one more. Well, I've given the Aprilia a chance to stretch its legs, and I've got to say I'm impressed with the road holding at higher speeds. Felt very stable, very composed. The bike just felt very comfortable and confident at high speed. I am enjoying the performance of this bike. Scooter, do apologise. Yeah, it's capable. It's very capable for UK roads, UK speeds. It can hold its own on the motorway. I'm sure about that. Giving a bit of planning, it'll pull off and overtake into the fast lane in fast-moving traffic. Yeah, I'm impressed with its capabilities here. Okay, you scooterists, I know how you hate seeing scooters stuck on the side stand. So with my camera down there, I'll show you how easy it is, I think, to get it on the main stand. A little harder to get it back off again, I think, if you're standing beside the bike. But getting it on the main stand is easy enough, so let me show you that now. Easy. One more time. Bit of a push effort there. But can roll off the stand quite easily. Okay, so beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but I think it's a modern looking, nicely designed machine. I think that will go down well with the younger generation. If you are from that generation, if you're Gen Z, come in the comments and let me know what you think of the looks of this machine. Okay, that is a big old muffler, but yes, Euro 5, Euro 5 plus. Machines need to be quiet nowadays. Oh yeah, so adjustability on the shock. Yeah, I think we've got preload adjustment at least. I don't think there's anything else. What's that hole do? Anything? Yeah, I suspect not. Good looking, and let's hope that adjustability will bring some benefit. Yes, at the front, as you can see, we've got upside down forks, but we can't see any way of accessing them from the top, so pretty sure they are not adjustable. Bi-bray radial front caliper, ABS front and rear. The tyres, what we got here, 120 70 16 Mitas tyres, Enduro Trail. So I did say that the bike on the advertising bump mentions kind of going off the beaten track. Yeah, 150 70 14 at the back. Let's have a look at the instruments. I'll use the four-way rocker there. If I push down or up, it'll scroll through the items at the bottom of the screen. Time, trip meter, average speed, voltage, yeah, miles per gallon. There you go, 83 miles per gallon it's claiming at the moment. If I push right, then it says to go to the menu, push the left button. So I have to push right to access this message, then push left to access the menu. There you go. So here's the settings. So you've got the option of turning rear ABS off if you like skids, or off only if the traction control's off. So it can stay on while the traction control's off, which is a nice touch. Language, yes. Configuration, clock units, phone pairing. You can pair this bike with your phone with the Aprilia MIA system, but that is an optional extra. Daylight or backlight for the screen. Graphics, I must be in RAW, I guess, at the moment, so I'm going to see what radio looks like. That's alright, I think I prefer the RAW option myself. Now we've got this view here. Rather than having information just at the bottom there that you're scrolling through, you've got more options there, or more information on the right hand side. LED lighting all the way around. Lights looking pretty nice there. Main beam is a central light there. Oh right, okay, lights are in the indicators. That for me is a little bit of a letdown. They don't look very bright. They're nothing like what we've got at the front really. I suspect maybe the aftermarket could come with an auxiliary light that goes into the CAN bus, into the electronics, and gives you an extra braking light. I mean, it's par for the course nowadays, but if you look at the back from a distance, can you really see those lights? I don't think they're very clear, especially with the size of the UK number plate just below them. I think there's some room for improvement there. Actually, I think though the indicators are in separate lights or separate bulbs. Let's have a look. That's interesting, isn't it? The indicator is quite a bit brighter than the running light on the rear. Footboards, yeah, you do have a decent amount of room there for moving your foot back and forth. So if you've got big clown feet, you'll be okay, I think, for that score. Pillions, right, okay, what have we got here? Okay, we have a little flip out. More than a peg, you know, a bit more substantial than a foot peg. And pretty solid as well. That's pretty nice, that. I like that. You'd hope the same deal on the left-hand side. I'm quite impressed with the way they fold back and kind of disappear into the bike. But anyway, I think that'll do for us. Let's get... Oh, no, not quite. The best bit. Let's get the seat open. Look at the size of that. Now, I'm going to get my crash helmet and see if it'll fit in here. Okay, I probably will have to take the camera off for this, to be fair. And I might need two hands. Hold on. No way. Look at that. Now, I don't believe it. With a camera. You go in. We're in. Helmet with a camera. Fitted. I'm very impressed with that. Might have to straighten the camera out before I start riding again. But yeah, that amount of storage I am a big fan of. Getting a helmet in there quite easily would be good. There are some instructions about how to put helmets in though, full face. Oh yeah, you can see the jet one should go top down and the full face should be fitted sideways like I just did. Yeah, impressive stuff. We do also have little cubby hole here with USB-C below that or inside that cover. It's not very big. Should be able to take a phone. There's a little drain hole at the bottom. I can see a bit of daylight at the bottom there as well. Other thing isn't really a cubby hole, because there is a bolt there. Oh, there you are. What's this? Is this anything? Not sure what that is. Doesn't seem to be a door that can open, so I'm not going to worry about that one. Yeah, I forgot what this was actually. It's just a fuel filler opening. Push that button. There you go. And that's it really for the storage, and that's it for the bike. Traction control button is down there. That's just your horn. Right, okay, let's get back on the bike. Pros and cons. Pros, performance. The plus side is acceleration from low speeds or from a standstill up to about 30-40 miles an hour. It's as quick as anything. And already on this short ride, it's given me the confidence to zip out into traffic ahead of oncoming vehicles, knowing that I'll get into my road position safely. The bike won't be labouring or struggling to get up to speed. Handling overall, I'm impressed with. Yes, potholes will kind of upset the plot a little bit, but generally speaking, the bike feels nice. It's responsive to the road surface underneath it. It's not fully isolated for the lumps and bumps, but yeah, it just feels kind of young and dynamic, young and sporty, rather than old and soft. And the brakes, very effective. I think it's a good combination with the front, with a soft initial feel but good strength behind it, and the back is kind of not the opposite. It's got a good kind of strong initial feel, and it can lock the back brake up, so there's not much more you need. And if you use both brakes together, you stop up very sharply indeed. So I like the brakes capabilities. And storage, that's a big win. I like what they've done there. You can do quite a lot of shopping without the need of a rucksack or extra luggage to carry your stuff. Cons, well, the only real blots in the comic book for me, wind noise off the screen, which for me at 5'7", 170 centimeters, the lowest position seemed to be best, highest just seemed to get things more noisy, but it depends if this bothers you or not. It might not. And yeah, from a urban visibility and safety point of view, I just wish the rear lights were more conspicuous. They just seem a little small and a little dim, especially compared to the lighting you've got at the front of the bike. But on this ride, there's really nothing else to complain about. I am thoroughly impressed with this machine. And if I wasn't paying off a bank loan to own the Suzuki, yeah, if I didn't already have an HP agreement of sorts in place, I could well picture this being in my shed with my other bikes. In fact, it still might. This is something different that could well fit in with my other machines. Would I take it out for a second date? I haven't asked that question in a long time. If you've been watching my videos for a long time, rides like these are part of my first dates video review series. So first rides, there's first fumbles in the dark. And yes, to answer the question, I certainly would take this out for a second date. I'd love to get the rear rack on, get a big top box and a big screen, do a few hundred miles on a little tour with the ease of a CVT gearbox underneath me. Oh, I like that idea. But for now, this is pretty much the end of the ride. Thank you very much to Frasers of Gloucester for letting me out just a little bit before the official release of this machine in the UK. This is the Demonstrator, so book up a test ride by getting in touch with Frasers. So if you've watched the video all the way through, I appreciate a like, and if you like my content, watch some of my other videos, please do subscribe. So until the next time folks, take care of yourselves. Ta-da!